We have really tried to stay focused on what we do best, and that is human answering and providing that, and really focusing on what our clients need, which is customer experience. That we're trying to help complement or bring a good customer experience, because to be honest, a lot of owners are not always good at answering phones. Even if they answer the phone, they don't always sound amazing on the phone.
Mhm.
So we bring that more professional touch to answering your phone, and we're helping to build brand trust with your company and your clients, your customers.
This episode is sponsored by Door and Gate Domination, a digital marketing agency that helps garage door contractors, gate companies, and access control businesses like never before. If you're looking for help with marketing and want real results with SEO, websites, Google Ads, Meta, and AI-powered systems built for the door and access industry, visit us at doordomination.com to schedule a free strategy session and a competition analysis. It's time to dominate your market.
Welcome to Garage Door Growth, the podcast for professionals and contractors in the garage door and gate industry. Join us as we hear from well-respected vendors, industry leaders, and highly successful door and gate contractors. This is the ultimate source for valuable insights on running and scaling a successful garage door business with your host, Barry Nix.
All right. Well, we are live now, Nicole Rivera. This is Garage Door Growth, the podcast for garage door contractors, primarily also vendors and manufacturers. I'm Barry, your host, and today I'm super excited because we have Nicole Rivera on, and she's with Jill's office. Hi, Nicole.
Hey, Barry, I'm excited to be on. Thanks.
Yeah. So, I met you guys at IDA
Mm-hmm.
in Las Vegas just a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And this is super cool because you are, I think, the newest addition to like the platinum partners of the IDA. Is that right? Aren't you guys, aren't y'all a partner of IDA?
We are, yeah. We're one of the approved partners, and they gave us like the little booths up at the front, which I have never done before. So I was actually really excited to be up there and got to meet a lot of people and a lot of vendors like yourself, because we'd like to travel around and just see like, who we might work really good with. And so that was fun.
Yeah, for sure. So we met there, and I immediately knew that this would be a great partnership between Door Domination and Jill's office because our clients need your service.
Yes.
Some of them need it more than others. Some of
Mm-hmm.
them are very well staffed and are old school, and they are 100% like on it.
Mm-hmm.
And some of our clients are on a ladder or riding down the freeway with like a notepad and a pen in one hand and a Coca-Cola in the other, and on the phone, and miss a lot of calls.
Right.
And it doesn't make sense to do marketing, even pay for help with organic marketing if you don't have those phones covered, and make sure that calls aren't being missed. And that happens a lot. I mean, we listen to calls that are being generated for our clients with call tracking numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and we log in and listen, or we look at the summary of the call. And like our dashboard will grade the quality of our leads that are being generated. And still, a lot of leads go unanswered,
Right.
which it just, kind of boggles my mind, right? Like, why are you paying for marketing? Like, cover the phones first. Let's get that settled to where you can always answer every call. You don't want to
Right.
miss a lead, because if it's a repair call, that's money. If it's a service call, yeah, those are money calls. If it's a broken spring or emergency repair job, we don't want our clients to miss those calls, because what happens if somebody's stuck in their garage, boom, they're going to the next garage door company in LSA or in MAPS. So Jill's office is based in Utah. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
And you've been with the company for how long, Nicole?
I've been with Jill's for a little over 10 years now. And you are correct. We are unique in that all of our representatives are here in Utah. And I mean, it's been really great for us and for our clients because we have so much control over training and quality, which is, really important to us. And just making sure our employees are supported all the time. It helps a lot when they're right there. They can come in the office if they need to meet with their manager, but they also have the option to work from home because, this is 2026. People want to work from home.
Yeah, no doubt. So you guys started how long ago? What's the story behind the company? Like, how did it start? How, take me through that if you don't mind.
Yeah. And so I'm not the owner of Jill's office. I'm over sales and marketing, but I've kind of worked my way through different positions. And so back in 2015 is when Jill's was started. And the owner of the company, his name is Brant. His brother was a contractor, and he realized that his brother wasn't answering all of his phones. Um, and he thought that that was okay as an owner to not answer every call. And he thought that customers would call you back, leave voicemails, and he knew that that wasn't true. And so he kind of went on this journey of figuring out how to support business owners by answering their phones. The number one question we get when I go to shows like IDA, first question, people will walk up and just say, "Are you Jill?" or "Who is Jill?" And there's actually no Jill at Jill's office. So I always say we're all Jill, but it's kind of I guess, a receptionist type name that stuck in people's minds, right? And so we started answering calls. When I started, we had a few clients and maybe like 6 employees. And we were answering for a lot of home service companies, but also, you know, the medical field, some other professionals like attorneys and things like that. And so over the years, we really got more heavily into home services. And that's kind of how we got introduced to House Call Pro and Jobber. And we used to say yes to absolutely everything. So you could come to me and say, "I schedule on pen and paper. I want you to text me my booking." Like, we would say yes. And I mean, I'm sure you know, and a lot of people watching, that as you grow your business, you cannot say yes to everything. It just
Right.
muddies up your processes and your quality starts to go down. So we really started to develop and figure out what we do best, who we're the best fit for, and how to provide the most value. And so we stopped saying yes to all of the systems to schedule inside of, but we still have other, ways we can assist. So, and then we really got really deep into Jobber, House Call Pro, and Service Titan. And so those are the systems we actually log into and work inside of those systems. Outside of that, we can use online booking widgets. But a lot of our clients just want us to answer phones and send them messages because the when a phone rings and you are on a ladder, like you said, or it's very distracting. You either miss it or you feel
Right.
the stress of needing to answer it while you're on the ladder, right? It causes so many emotions, so many thoughts in your head just from a ring. And so we really are here to take that off of our clients' plates. But we also have a really large percentage of clients who have teams. And those teams, like you mentioned, some of your clients, they have a really good process going, but they're still human. They still go to the bathroom. They're still on phones. They don't work nights and weekends. They go on
Sure.
vacation. And so we decided a couple years ago we needed to be 24/7. And last year decided we needed to be 365. And so as long as there's employees that are fine answering phones and doing customer service on holidays, we're doing 365 service, which a lot of our clients really need during the holidays. And so we have found a lot more people coming to us because they want to support their own staff so that their staff doesn't feel like they can't take a vacation.
Right.
And so that's been really beneficial to our clients. So you can really use Jill's just as backup, or you can use us full time. It's up to our clients.
Wow. That's pretty, really amazing to have that in your back pocket. As a garage door company owner, if you got 2 or 3, 4 technicians and it's like July 4th, like next
Right.
week or whenever that's coming up, and you don't want your guys to have to work or to have to answer the phone, to rely on you guys to still have a live person answer the call, not necessarily AI, because a lot of people still don't love AI. It
Right.
is, I
Right.
believe it's just getting better and it's getting better
Mm-hmm.
and it's getting
Yeah.
better, but it's still not a Jill, right? It's not a human.
Right.
Um, and some people, if it's an emergency call, are freaked out. Like they're stressed. They
Right.
don't want AI. They want a human
Mm-hmm.
to solve my problem now, or
Yeah.
make me feel comfortable.
People want to
And
be heard so they
yeah,
feel understood. And some of our clients have really good combinations of AI with human answering because, I mean, both are really good options depending on what your goals are, right? AI can answer every single call, which is where humans can kind of like fall behind a little bit because there's only so many humans to go around and call volume can sometimes be unpredictable. So AI can grab everything, but the quality of that relationship with the customer, especially if you're trying to build a brand that people trust, we're asking people for thousands of dollars usually to come out and do a service in their home. People want to do business with companies that they trust. And so we have always tried to be a really great service for anybody in home services and in the trades to make sure to compliment their brand, always sound like we're a part of their company and
Mm.
listen to customers when they really just want someone to listen to them. And so there are different instances people call in and just want to book, something really easy and AI can work great. But if I am having an emergency in the middle of the night, or I'm trying to get out of my house early in the morning, get to
Mm.
work, and my garage door won't open. Um, I mean, I literally have an example of this that I have a son, he's 21 and he's a Jill. So he answers phones too. And I was listening to calls and I found one from him. And this elderly lady was very distraught about her garage door and it wouldn't close and it was late at night, so she was scared. You could tell
Mm.
from the call she was scared. She didn't know what to do. And she doesn't have the strength to pull anything down. She didn't know what to do. So she needed someone to talk to her and make her feel like someone was going to come out immediately to help her
Mhm.
as soon as possible, right? So just having a human say, I'm so sorry, I completely understand. I'm going to escalate this and make sure you're taken care of. Like, you're going to be fine. I think that makes a lot of difference, for a company to be trusted. So I
Yeah,
love
no
that
doubt.
story.
So I'm a garage door company, Barry's Garage Door. That would be a great name of a garage door company.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is one. Never heard of it. So
There
maybe I'll
probably
do
is.
that one day. Probably not. But if I had one and let's say I'm starting out, it's me and another technician, or there's however many guys. I guess it doesn't really matter if it's huge fleet or small. Um, I can use you guys a little bit, or I can use you a lot. I can use you as needed. Can I pause the service? Can I turn it on, turn it off as needed? Or is it kind of like you buy it by, how do I pay? Does a
Yeah.
garage door company pay you for the amount of calls that come in, or is it amount of minutes, or is it a flat fee? How do you charge your clients?
Yeah, good question. So we have different packages. Like I mentioned, some of our clients just want us to take a message, right? So we're not really doing anything except being the voice of their business and answering. That's like our basic receptionist service. And we have a setup fee because we do a lot of one-on-one with our clients to get you started. We don't just throw your phones into our system and start answering haphazardly. We want to be able to sound like your business. So there is a little bit of process, but it usually takes about 48 hours till you're able to start from sign up to forwarding your phone. So it's pretty quick. And a lot of that depends on our clients getting the information to us so we can build your account properly. But that is $39 a week. So there's an account fee and you get your own account manager that you can talk to one-on-one anytime you have updates to your account or have questions, right? And then we do charge per minute. The per minute charges start at $2 a minute, and that's the highest that it goes on that plan. And then every week, the more volume that you have, the pricing actually tiers down and then it resets, so $2 a minute at the most. On average, our clients are spending between $700 to $900 a month. And those are clients that are using us very frequently for the majority of their calls. And so that just gives people a good idea of what they can expect. But even at the higher end of our clients spending around $1,800 to $2,000 a month, it's still cheaper than hiring somebody in-house. And you are getting 24/7, 365 coverage without having to train somebody and wait for the ramp up time of training, onboarding, and things like that. And so for clients who are needing something like Jill's office, we try to make it as little friction as possible. But also setting realistic expectations, right? So that's the first package. The second package pricing is very similar, but it's our advanced plan. Our complete plan. And that one's $59 a week, and it covers scheduling. So we can go into your CRM, or we can use a booking link, or we can fill out a form. If you have a lead form you want us to fill out, a lot of clients go high level and have lead capture forms and things like that. And so the account fee is $59 a week, and then you pay the $2 per minute. In your industry, if you have a lot of after hours emergency calls, not all of our garage door clients do this, but some of them do. But if you do after hours emergency services, we have a third tier, and that tier actually has like a dispatching assistance. And so you can put in an on-call technician that we can schedule after hours, and then our system will automatically keep contacting your technician until they accept that job, and it'll escalate depending on how our client sets it up. Yeah, because our clients when we first created this process, which we're still tweaking, our clients were asking us they were like, we don't want to miss a call after hours if it's an emergency, so we need Jill's to answer, but we also need you to schedule it with the on-call tech and make sure that they get that job and that they're responding. Because what if they fell asleep and they're not waking up? Can you create a process to keep notifying them? And so we created that, and it works right now. And we're getting new clients that are asking for it to be a little bit different sometimes. So we might tweak how those automations work. But that has been really helpful for emergency services, because our clients have said we don't want to leave anyone hanging after hours. Like, it has to be taken care of, but they can't always stay awake and take all those after hours calls either. We have staff we're staffed all through the night. And so that's something that's another thing you don't have to worry about, because business owners have so much to think about.
Right. So much going on.
So much.
So how many Jills do you guys have?
Currently, we probably have around 70. As we get into the summer months, we staff more because, call volume increases in the summer, obviously spring and summer. And we see little spikes also in the fall because we have a lot of landscape companies as well. They also, do fall cleanup. And the more we're getting into the trades specifically, we are seeing higher call volumes kind of stabilize and kind of go up more in the fall. And so that's kind of where we're at right now. And trying to find ways always of being more efficient. So we talked a little bit about AI, and we are currently creating a way for AI to answer our customers' calls if they choose to use AI, because they don't all want it. But if they choose to use it and call volume is spiking, AI can answer immediately and then take care of the customer or transfer to a live Jill if the customer wants a live person.
Oh, cool.
So they have the best of both worlds.
Is that live and going and up and running?
No, but I wanted to tell you about it, but it's super close. And so I did get permission to say that it is almost done. But that's really exciting, because we have an AI only option for some of our clients who want to maybe just like have a cheaper bill, because AI is cheaper than human. Mm-hmm. But it's just AI, and a lot of customers are still asking for humans or wanting a human connection.
Yeah. Makes sense. So somebody gets started, they onboard with you, they're assigned a Jill. Is it more than one Jill?
Yes. So they're assigned an account. Yeah. They get an account manager who manages all of their account, their call instructions. A lot of our clients will change their services or their base price. They'll update us with holiday hours or who is the new staff in the office. The Jills are they're covering 24/7. So it's a range of Jills that can do whatever it is you asked us to do. So there's non-scheduling, there's Service Titan, House Call Pro, Jobber. So if a Jill is trained in specific things, that is the companies they will answer for are asking for those services, right? And so if you're not trained in Jobber, House Call Pro, you're not in those pods. And so we have staff strategically different hours, different days for call volume that we watch. And so if you're, for instance, using Service Titan, you're going to be in Service Titan pod, plus you can answer for all these other different whatever you've been trained on. And our system knows where to send calls to, especially when there's call spikes. So it's only going to Jills that are already trained in your system. And it is covered 24/7. So you might have anywhere between, I don't know, maybe 10 to 12 Jills answering for you so that it can manage call volume.
That makes sense. But
Yep.
if I'm the garage door company owner, I have an account manager that I relay all my data or information or changes or corrections or whatever to. And then that one account manager works with the Jills to orchestrate it and facilitate the service to the garage door company.
Correct.
Beautiful. That makes it simple. They talk to one person, express their concerns, whatever. And then that person handles it and makes sure that the phone gets answered and the needs are met of the garage door company. I think this is great. I think what a brilliant idea. Do you guys even are there competitors?
Oh, definitely. I think when I first started, I mean, we went from 6 employees to, close to 100 employees over the years. And there's definitely competition out there. When I first started, no one was really scheduling, and now a lot of people schedule. And so the challenge, and now there's AI. So AI, and direct competition with call answering, yes, there are others. And then we have some clients who will leave for AI or hire in-house, which is good for them because somebody in-house really knows the intricacies of your business, right?
Yeah.
The clients that use us, that we provide the most value to and the best fit, they have kind of a blend of different processes so that everything is covered. We do have a lot of clients too that are still solopreneurs. They're just the one guy out in the truck and they need that support because they are growing, which is really great. And so we can provide that support and what you asked before about how we answer calls, it's just through basic call forwarding. And so you can control when you forward your calls to us. Marketing agencies can can use our number as a call tracking number so they can see, or they can send specific calls into Jills. And so it's a lot of the controls on our client's end of how they want that set up. And we just answer every call that comes into your account.
Wow.
We answer as your actual business. But throughout the years, I think we have really tried to stay focused on what we do best. And that is human answering and providing that, and really focusing on what our clients need, which is customer experience. That we're trying to help complement or bring a good customer experience. Because to be honest, a lot of owners are not always good at answering phones. Even if they answer the phone, they don't always sound amazing on the phone. So we bring that more professional touch to answering your phone, and we're helping to build brand trust with your company and your clients, your customers. And so that's kind of what we stayed focused on, because it is very easy to get distracted and add on all these other things, which we've done a little bit of that here and there, depending on what our clients have asked us for. But staying human and making sure that your customers remember that you're also human, that has been like our main focus over the years, while still adding technology where we can.
Yeah, I mean, in your industry and in my industry, we can run away and fear AI, because in a lot of it's the fear is it's going to replace everything, right? Well, it's not going to replace everything, and we can either embrace AI and use it to help us, to help our customers, or we can avoid it, bury our head in the sand and get crushed under the wave of it. It's our choice. Is it likely that AI is going to replace a garage door contractor? Probably not. I mean, what are they going to build, a robot that goes out and changes springs and does? Probably not. It's very hands-on. A friend of mine um, is a doctor, and he was saying that they now have AI robotics that do specific procedures, surgeries. He does cancer surgery, and he's like, my job's probably gone here in the next however many years because we'll be replaced by AI. It's much more precise and accurate and all of that. And that kind of makes sense. But for you and for the garage door company, a lot of people don't like AI phones. And how much better are they? I mean, you're in that industry. You're hands-on with listening and patrolling humans that answer calls. How many calls do y'all get a day amongst all your customers?
Oh, a couple thousand. It depends on the day. I mean, we can get busier on Saturdays and the days after holidays. Even if it's a day that we typically don't have, after a holiday, like after Memorial Day, everybody's thinking about fixing something at their house, But the interesting thing is, so it depends on what people are calling in about, right? If someone's calling in because they just want to schedule a regular maintenance and they're familiar with your company, AI can probably take care of that just fine. If somebody's calling in and they've never talked to you before and they're just calling through different companies, and maybe you don't have the top reputation on Google, but the first guy didn't answer. If they call you and AI answers, it's not giving you much of an edge, rather than if a human answered and listened to them and said, oh my gosh, I totally understand what you're saying. Let me get you scheduled. Let me answer some questions. And then, just the way humans talk, I think that our brains are thinking through conversations different when we know it's AI versus when we know it's a human.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
It is different. And so if someone's calling in because there's an emergency, or maybe they're even upset with you, right? They're like, my bill's messed up, or your technician's ruined something, or that call is still super important. Like, it's just like when we say we get a bad Google review, it sticks out so much. You could have got 10 really good ones and you got this one bad one and it ruins your whole life. But the way you respond to that one bad one actually can do so much good for your business. And so those bad calls are also really important. When someone's upset with you, the way you handle that call, if you're answering it as an owner, it might not go as good as when you have someone like Jill's that knows how to handle that call. And we're not going to argue. We're not going to accuse. We're not going to fight back. We're just going to listen. And we're just going to say, we understand, let me see what I can do to help you. Let me get all your information down. It's creating a little bit of a gap between an owner and that emotional state versus the client, the customer, and that emotional state. We can bridge the gap and make the experience better. And so it really just depends on the type of call. But AI can definitely handle really simple calls or answer really simple questions,
That's so true. I'm glad you said that. That really kind of puts it into perspective. If a customer calls and they do have detailed questions that the Jill doesn't know because they're not working inside the garage door company and they don't hear the jargon, and they don't have conversations with technicians and have more of a technical understanding of, how to tell some lady to adjust the eyes on the garage door, something simple like that, or to pull the red, little handle thing. What do they tell them? Like, what do they do? Do they just say, I don't know, and I'll get back with you? Or let me send this information to somebody else and they'll call you? What do they say?
Yeah. So we have a place in your account to put your most frequently asked questions. I would not want a Jill to try to walk somebody through a repair or how to get around. We don't want to be liable for telling them the wrong thing. And so we will revert those over to our clients and we send a notification right away. But we want to be able to answer frequently asked questions. And there was a story I was going to tell you and it totally slipped my mind. But But yeah, it is easy for us to answer those frequently asked questions. The problem we can get into is when our clients want us to start answering every question. And so I like to say, if it's an edge case, like somebody called in and has never asked you this question before, or maybe has asked it 5 times in the last 5 years, don't take up real estate in your call instructions for Jill's. Put in what 90% of people are going to call in about, because there's only like a Jill is answering, and you wouldn't believe how much information they look at in a matter of seconds in order to sound like your actual business. And so the less you can put in there, the better the call flow goes and the better the conversation is. So I like simplicity. Just put in the things people want to know the most. If we don't know it, we're going to say, "Oh, that's the story I was going to tell you." We're going to say, "That's a good question. Let me find out the answer for you. Can I make sure I have the right phone number and your name?" And then we send it to our clients. But we did a challenge. I want to say it was 7 or 8 years ago. It was called the I Don't Know Challenge at Jill's. And our goal was to go a whole week without saying "I don't know" on the phone. And so, because "I don't know" is not helpful, right? But we don't want to lie or pretend we know something. But instead of just saying, "Oh, I don't know," we say things like, "You know what, that's a really good question. Let me find out the answer for you. It means I don't know, but it means I'm going to help you. I'm going to figure it out. So, give me a minute. let me figure some stuff out, so we don't give you the incorrect information, because we really don't want to do that." And that is how we handle questions that we don't know the answers to.
Love that. That makes a lot of sense. So I guess what's the website's jillsoffice.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So somebody can go there if they're a garage door company and they're interested. They call, they fill out a form. Do they call you guys? How do they kind of like do their due diligence or discovery call with you?
Yeah, we try to make it easy. There's a call button there. I mean, my sales team they're just a couple of humans. They work normal business hours. So if you call us at 2 a.m., we're probably not going to answer on the sales side. But if you go to our website, there is a section for you to listen to some demos, which are some really good examples if you want to hear what it might sound like if a Jill answers for your company. I highly recommend listening to those. And there are buttons to book your discovery call. And that is super important because, for one, we need to understand your business and where you're currently at. Like, what are your pain points? Because everybody's different. Some people have no help in office and some have 3 people already that don't answer after hours. So we need to know what you do and how we can actually, if we're a good fit for each other, answer all your questions. And if you sign up with us, like I said, from sign up to onboarding, usually about 48-hour turnaround time, but it does depend on how quickly our new clients fill out all their information. And that's where we can they drag their feet. But
it's certainly a pain point for some of some garage door companies. I mean, I talk to probably 4 or 5 a day, 5 days a week, different garage door company owners. And this comes up often. It's not like an infrequent topic. It's
right.
I think of the last podcast episode we had Power Selling Pros. I think they're out of Salt Lake City.
I love them.
Yeah, great people, great company. They really do an extremely good job at training CSRs and making that work, optimizing that department, dialing it in. This is something totally different, and it's needed. I swear, if I had a garage door company, I would use both of you, no doubt.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
I mean, I have a home service company, and I use us. I use us just for after hours on weekends. And then when my office person is out, maybe at a client's house, if she has to be, or say she's just running payroll, she can't get distracted because the distraction can set you back sometimes hours if you were working on a big project, right? So she'll forward calls to Jill's when she needs to, and then now we at least know someone will answer and send the messages to her. And we use a lead form so they can put all the information in that we need, and then she can follow up, but she already has all the information needed, right? And
wait. Let's back up. You have your own home
not
service?
garage door. I have a residential house cleaning company, and we have a GM in office and about 8 technicians that clean. So we use Jill's for when she can't answer the phone, and we don't have them. I don't have Jill's schedule for us because my GM does like to go through a lot of different things inside of a house, right? House cleaning and junk removal are two industries where pricing can be tricky over the phone with the call center. People don't know how many what yard sized dumpster they need for their junk removal. People don't always really explain how much cleaning they need in their house because 2,000 square feet could be really dirty or it could be like brand new. And so my GM is better at getting really accurate pricing. But that is the support that she needs. And I need her to feel like she can take a vacation or go to a doctor's appointment and not give the phone to me. Because I'm not as good at answering the phones as her.
It's a gift, kind of.
It is.
But it's also like respectful, it's balance.
Right.
It's a good thing. I mean, if I was a technician or a manager, or like a lead technician of a garage door company, I wouldn't want to have to answer calls on July 4th. I want to be out at the pool or wherever, the park or whatever, or grilling out with my kids, not have to be glued to this damn thing,
Right.
Like, so that makes total sense. I think I think one of our clients recently just signed up with you guys. I'll have to check with him. I think he said he signed up with y'all because I recommended him to reach out.
That's
But
awesome.
there is a need, and they have like 7 CSRs in house. They're not a small garage door company, but it's still there's a need overnight. Like I think they now just extended their office hours to where they have somebody answering phones till 10 p.m. And that's just recently started. This is a 42-year-old garage door company. And they stopped answering the phones at 5 p.m. I'm like, what? How do you did what? Like how do you grow? Like what happens? And they go, well, if people call after 5, they just leave a message. And what do you call them back? Like the next day? Like how many of those people went and found somebody else? Like you're paying for marketing. You're paying for this killer website. You're paying for PPC. You're paying, in his case, 14, 15K a month just in LSA. That's a lot of leads every month.
Right.
To miss some of those leads, like it just doesn't make sense. And
make sense.
Missing calls affects the rankability of your GBP or your LSA for sure. If you miss calls, not your GBP, but your LSA, because if you're not answering the calls, Google will ding you for that. So answering the calls is kind of like, hey, let's get this thing, dial it in.
It should be a priority. Yeah, for sure. To figure out a process. I totally agree.
Well, I would encourage, if you're a garage door contractor and this resonates with you, feel free to reach out to Jill's. Again, they are I don't know what you call it, a preferred partner with IDA? Is that what they coined that phrase? Okay. So you're safe with these people. They're solid. I met them in person. And now we are a strategic partner of Jill's office. We just announced that, I think, 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago or a month ago. I cannot remember, but I know we're a strategic partner with you guys. So we refer our clients to them, and they will hopefully refer their clients to us if they need marketing. So I just think I get nothing, by the way. You guys, I don't pay you guys. If you give me a referral, I don't pay y'all. It's just we trust each other. Like these are two really good companies that do different things that can support the garage door trade with best practices and solid customer service. So world-class fulfillment is what we strive for. And I'm sure by talking to you now 3 or 4 times, it seems like you guys are dialed in with the quality of the service you provide to all your customers.
We're always working on it, because I think the landscape of business changes every single year. Sometimes it feels like every month. So staying on top of what customers need is really important. And like you said, This is interesting, actually. I just wrote an article for IDA, and it's called, and it should come out, I think, next month. But it's called "The Death of the Business Hours," and I mean, it's really sad, but it's also very true. Like 10 years ago, it would be after 5, and you would be like, or you would need to take time off during work in order to call, because you're like, well, my garage door is stuck, so I need to take off at lunch to call a garage door company. That's not the case anymore. You want to call them after work. You want to call them early in the morning, or it's a holiday and you're stressed, right? And so business hours are kind of out the window unless you work at a bank, which even they have expanded hours now too. But you have to still take care of yourself as an owner and your staff and your technicians. You can't make them work 24/7. So what's the
Yeah.
solution? You need to use other services. You need to use technology to cover every hour of your business, because I do house cleaning. Okay. We do some offices. We still have people call in the middle of the night. And it's because people, they might be up in the middle of the night and see your ad or see something. And they call and they just want to see if you're going to answer. What is the
Yeah.
experience I'm going to get as soon as I hit this call button? What's going to happen? And what will they sound like? And what are these reviews going to look like? So it's a lot for owners to keep up with nowadays. And, you and I talked at IDA about just how much people, like as a business owner, you need to have, like you said, we are working together strategically to provide resources. Our clients want to grow, and they need to be in front of people all the time. But if you pay so much money to get in front of all these people, but then you do nothing when they see you, you're just wasting your money. So you got to answer the phone, you got to reply. And when you do it, you got to do it well. That's the other part that people forget. Like even if you answer the calls, because I've had people at shows come up to me and say, what do you do? I'm like, we answer phones. Do you need help with your phones? No, I answer all the calls myself. I'm like, how do you run your business and grow if you're doing all of those things yourself? Because there's so many things when it comes to business nowadays, more than ever, to keep up with. So
Some of the calls I hear, I mean, I get sent the calls whenever they're sort of, let's say, red flagged or alarming. And I used to listen to a lot more calls than I do now, but I still do. And it's amazing how many times, if there's if the cat's away, the mice will play.
right.
So if there's one or two people that answer the phone at a garage door company, and let's say that person who's answering the phone is having a bad day, or let's say they just found out that something bad happened,
Right.
and I get these calls sent to me, and it's like, if I was the customer, now who knows, if you never know what that person went through, but as a customer, if you're going through an emergency, or if you're not, and you're just calling because you want a new garage door, or you want a quote on an opener or a gate or whatever, whether you're in a stressful, tense situation, you're stuck in your garage, you're late for work, you're on the way to take your kid to school, and you're freaked out, and you're calling this garage door company, and this lady just found out her husband cheated on her, and she, is freaking out, and she takes it out on the person who calls. Or let's say, her husband, the boss just griped her out, or something didn't happen well. I can't tell you how many times I've been forwarded calls where the CSR did not provide world-class customer service and didn't have a smile when she
Right.
answered the phone, or I have a client who literally cussed his client out on a call. Like, the client calls and asks him a question, he went off on him having a bad day, and he just is dropping all sorts of words he shouldn't use.
Right.
I have another client who, if he's having a bad day, he's not happy when he answers the calls, and he answers his calls. And you can hear it in his voice, just the tone of the voice. That alone, just to stop that in the bud and be like, hey, we're not going to even have that as an option. I would third party have a professional answer my call that's guaranteed to have a smile every time, and not to get emotionally involved. Like, it's just like,
Right.
we're here to solve your problem, to be a solution, and do it with a smile on our face and make you feel great about it. And that's what you guys provide.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know. It's going to be a tall order to be able to do that in-house, to make that as good a quality as what you guys provide. I think for the money, and it also saves you money. It just makes sense. I appreciate you being on here. This has been great. Like, share, follow. If you like this podcast and you want to share it with your friends, please do. And we will see you on the next episode. Take care.